Acts chapter 12, verse 1. Now about the time Herod the king stretched forth his hands to vex certain of the church, and he killed James, the brother of John, with a sword. I thank God. I'm going to stop and thank God right here that some of the things that some people went through killed them, but I'm still here right now. Verse 3. And because he saw it pleased the Jews, he proceeded further to take Peter also. Then were the days of unleavened bread. Does anyone even know your name? Are you even a threat to the kingdom? And when he had apprehended him, he put him in prison and delivered him to 4 quaternions of soldiers to keep him, intending after Easter to bring him forth to the people. Now, man might have a plan, but that doesn't mean that's God's plan. Verse 5. Peter, therefore, was kept in prison, but prayer was made without ceasing of the church unto God for him. And I think about men who are in prison right now, whether it be a physical prison, whether it be a prison of sin, or whether it be any other type prison they may be in, of not being able to use their legs because they are lame. Verse 6. And when Herod would have brought him forth, the same night Peter was sleeping between 2 soldiers, bound with 2 chains, and the keepers before the door kept the prison. It doesn't matter what you're going through. It doesn't matter the task or the power that it would take to bring you out. Verse 7, and behold, the angel of the Lord came upon him. All it takes is for God to send his angel, and every single thing that's had you bound can fall off. And a light shined in the prison, and he smote Peter on the side and raised him up, saying, Arise up quickly. And his chains fell off from his hands. And there's a lot of us that God is saying for us to arise. Shake off everything that has you vexed. Shake off every attitude that's keeping you from the deliverance that is going on right now. Verse 8. And the angel said unto him, Gird yourself, and bind on thy sandals. And so he did. And he saith unto him, Cast thy garment about thee, and follow me. So there's explicit instructions that are going on, and some of us certainly are not hearing them. Verse 9, and he went out and followed him, and wist not that it was true which was done by the angel, but thought he saw a vision. You're not seeing a vision. God is saying he's trying to loose you from everything that had you bound, everything that came after you, all because of the gospel. Things that other men have died for, things that other men didn't make it, you survived. And he is saying, shake yourself, because I'm bringing you out. Verse 10, when they were past the first and the second ward, they came unto the iron gate that leadeth unto the city. So there's certain things that you must go through, certain doors that must be open, and gates between the kingdoms that are shut, but are ready to open. Things are ready to open unto you, that promises, visions, dreams, things God spoke to you, things that seem impossible to do. The doors are about to open. The chains that are prohibiting you are about to fall off. And God's getting ready to open the gate, which opened to them of his own accord, and they went out and passed on through one street, and forthwith the angel departed from him. So there are heavenly things that will come, lead and direct you to things that you simply cannot do for yourself. Things that have bound you for years, things that you couldn't seem to shake off. God has an angel that will stir you, wake you from your sleep, and lead you to a new place of understanding. You have to stop looking at the chains and realize and praise your God. Verse 11, and when Peter was come to himself, he said, now when he had full understanding of what God had done for him, there's nothing like when God shows himself so mightily in your life. He can show himself the same way in your life as he did Peter's life. God is not held to what the things on earth have you bound in. It doesn't matter what it is, whether it's your healing, whether it was delivering you from your rejection, whether it was delivering you from your loneliness, whether it's delivering you from that situation, whether it's delivering you from pure ignorance. God does have a way of getting an angel in to get you free. Verse 11. And when Peter was come to himself, he said, now I know of a surety that the Lord hath sent his angel and hath delivered me out of the hand of Herod. Sometimes deliverance or healing comes in stages. It's not that God's not bringing you out. He has to bring you through some things, because where you at is not a simple matter. Where he allowed you to be wasn't an easy task. There's things that he has to bring you through. And sometimes it takes time for you to see that surely God has been bringing me out. And from all the expectation of the people of the Jews, everything everyone expected to keep you, everything everyone expected to destroy you, God has sent an angel and he is bringing you out, not of your own accord. There's nothing you could do. God allowed you to be in a place where you could not deliver yourself. God allowed you to be in a place where he would deliver you by his power, by his might, that you would know for a surety that he alone is God. Verse 12, and when he had considered the thing, he came to the house of Mary, the mother of John, whose surname was Mark, where many were gathered together praying. So there's a good thing to know that there's a group of people somewhere standing in the gap praying. Where on earth can God find a group of people where people can come because of your faithfulness in prayer? Verse 13, and as Peter knocked at the door of the gate, a damsel came to hearken named Rhoda. And when she knew Peter's voice, she opened not the gate for gladness, but ran in and told how Peter stood before the gate. And they said unto her, thou art mad. But she constantly affirmed that it was even so. Then said they, it is his angel. There's some things God's going to bring you up out of that no one's going to believe it. They won't be able to believe their eyes because what they're seeing is not possible. But Peter continued knocking. Have you ever went to people and kept knocking and trying to let them know that God has performed a miracle, yet no one is opening the door? And when they had opened the door and saw him, they were astonished. If you would just open the door and take a look, God is going to show you that he truly has done a thing that's going to astound you. At this point, Peter is not speaking. Peter is not saying. At this point in verse 17, after he saw the mighty hand of God, Peter declared unto them how the Lord had brought him out.